Hi, my beautiful friends. In today's episode, I want to talk to you about getting out of your comfort zone, about fear. Do you find sometimes that you struggle so much because you get this feeling of excitement, but borderline terror? Do you find that you want to start something new? You want to try new things. You want to do something for yourself, but fear holds you back every single time. And I want to talk to you today about working through the fear. I want to talk to you about those feelings, those emotions that come up. And I want to talk to you about, I want to look at it from a different perspective to help you push through fears, to help you push through your comfort zone, to help you achieve the results that you want, to help you try new things, to help you reach your full potential. But I know fear stops us time and time again. So if you've had enough, you want change, you want growth, you want to hit your goals, you want to try new things, dive into this episode with me. You're going to love it. Hello, my beautiful friends. Let me see if I can get through this episode as quickly as I can, because I know, you guys know, I talk so much. I just love sharing with you guys. I'm a big chatterbox. I speak from the heart. And I've got a lot on this morning. I've been up since 3:30. Been to class, taught classes, and then been for my walk, done my spiritual rituals. I've got a coaching call coming up very, very soon, which is why I need to power through this with my business coach, Sally Watson. And then I've got a meeting and a lot on today. A lot is happening. So I'm like, all right, Lise, let's just get straight into it, get straight to the point, and no mucking around. So let's see if I can smash this out in under 40 minutes for you guys today. But how this come about, today's chat with you is all around fears, getting out of your comfort zone, that feeling where you kind of feel that borderline excitement but terror at the same time, which is very, very normal. And how this come about was I was chatting with a client, soon to be client, yesterday, and she is super keen to do my inner circle coaching program. So I've created this program to immerse my community in 12 months of, well, it'll be 11 months of working with me throughout all of 2026 to get you results, right? And it's all like holistic wellness and spiritual teachings and cementing the habits for you to take care of your body, mind, soul. Because so many women I've worked with over the years get stuck, fall off track, and just find they keep stop starting. So I decided to create this coaching container. And anyway, and I had a client call me yesterday. She emailed. I said, look, I'd rather just chat with you. It's just way easier and I can answer your questions. So we had a bit of a chat on the phone yesterday, and she said, I'm really excited about doing it. I feel it's what I need, but I'm scared about committing to the year. And do I have to do the year? Because that's what's holding me back. And I said, yes. I said, if you want to become part of this, I said, yes, it is going to require an immersion. Like, it's going to require you to be in this container, because I am here to get you results. And I know that I have worked with women for many, many years. I know from my own personal experience that when I've got results, I've worked with a coach or I've immersed myself in a training for the long haul, right? For a good 12 months. Some coaches I've worked with 1 to 2 years and even longer. And I know that's where the results come. But I know, like, for instance, Tony Robbins, I love Tony Robbins. And I was listening to his podcast the other day, and he said, if you want to, say, for instance, go and learn a new language. Say you want to learn Italian. He said, you probably found that if you learn a language at school, you've probably forgotten it by now, right? I know I did. We had to study Japanese at school, and I've completely, besides konnichiwa, I completely have forgotten the language, right? And he said the best way to learn is immerse yourself in that environment. Chuck yourself in Italy. He said, go and throw yourself in Italy for 3 months. You will pick it up faster and you will retain it better than just what you learned at school, because you're immersing yourself in the environment and you're having to kind of figure it out along the way. You're putting yourself in a situation where you have no choice but to learn it, to live it, to experience it, to breathe it. And the power of repetition, right, is what will get you results. So I said to this lady, I said, yeah, you do. I said, I understand your fears though, right? I understand how it feels, because we have this feeling where we want to do something, but we're comfortable where we are. And then our mind starts to kick in and go, I don't know if I can commit to 12 months. What if it's too hard? What if I want out? What if, I fall off track? And it's basically your ego and your soul. I like to think like that kind of devil and angel on your shoulder, whereas your ego is not your devil, right? Like your ego is there to keep you safe. It's there to stop you from getting into danger. But what it also does is it keeps you in this little safe, comfortable bubble, right? So anything outside the ordinary, anything new, anything you haven't done before, anything you haven't experienced, anything that's uncertain, unknown, your ego, which is like the voice in the mind, kicks in and goes, are we sure about this? Do you think this is a really good idea? Why don't we stay in this safe little bubble over here? Because trying something new is hard. What if you fail? What if it's uncomfortable? And it wants to keep you in this safe comfort zone. Yet your soul, on the other hand, is like, knows it is the best thing for you. And you have this battle playing out, like these kind of two thoughts or these two feelings that conflict each other, and you get frozen. You get stuck in fear. You get stuck in this place of, I want to try something uncomfortable, but it might be hard. So often what happens is the ego voice, the ego reasoning wins. And that's what I've seen with women over so many years of working with women. And I observe it in people, not just women, in people, that it is easier to stay comfortable. It is easier to stay the same than to change, than to grow. But I look at it like stepping out of your comfort zone is, when you're stepping out of your comfort zone, you're growing, you're shifting, you're making things happen, you're getting results. It might come with failure. It might come, I like to look at it not as failure, but as experience. It might come with an experience that feels awkward, that feels uncomfortable, that feels unknown to you, that you might feel nervous. So all of these feelings stir up, which are so normal. But your soul knows what is best for you, and your soul is drawing it to you. So there comes a point where you go, do I keep listening to my fears? Do I keep letting my fears stop me from moving forward? Or do I face my fears and do it anyway? Because the fear is not going to go away, girls. Like the fear is still going to be there. But the more you do it, the more you get out of your comfort zone, the more you try new things, what happens is your fears become smaller and smaller and smaller. At first, when you see a fear, it can be like this massive mountain, like that is just so daunting and so intimidating and so hard to climb, so hard to overcome, so challenging. But the more you face it, the more you climb it, the more you do it, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller, because guess what? You grow, you get stronger, you get more powerful, you step up, and your growth starts to outweigh your fears. They are still going to be there. They are not going to go anywhere, but you are going to grow in the process. I'll give you some examples, like some of the biggest things that I face a lot of fears over my lifetime, particularly, I shouldn't say these last couple of years, but it's almost like the fear or the thing I want to embark on, the challenge, might get a little bit harder, might get a little bit bigger. And we all have different fears. Like for something that I might find hard, I might find challenging, I might be afraid of, for you it might be easy, and vice versa. Like I know when some of the fears that I face, and some of you might go, this is ridiculous, this is so easy. Like I know when I started getting in front of the camera, like trying to do Facebook Lives or, speaking or podcasting, it was so hard for me. Like you have no idea. And I know a lot of women feel the same about this. And a lot of people say to me now, they go, you're so great in front of the camera. Like it just rolls off your tongue. It's just so easy. You're just so natural. And it's just been repetition, right? There's no secret. I was shit scared when I started, and I just made it my mission to just keep doing it, because I know the power of repetition. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. And then it becomes to a point where you just do it like brushing your teeth. It just becomes like Julia Roberts says in Pretty Woman, she goes, I'm like a robot, I just do it. But at first it can feel hard, but the more you do it, the easier it becomes, that you look back and you go, I don't even know why I was afraid of that at the first place. Like I have women say that to me when they come into the studio. I've had women said I've sat there in my car, changed my mind and driven away, or it's taken me months to book in. I've been following for you for years and it was so hard for me to actually come. But when I came and I got into the environment, I got into the community, I went, oh my gosh, it was not that bad. It's not as bad as what I thought. I wish I had done it sooner, because often it's your head, right? Your head escalates the story. Your head keeps telling you these things and the fear gets bigger and bigger and bigger. The self-doubt grows, because it's your mind takes over. It like latches onto this fear. It latches onto the story. You keep feeding it with more thoughts, more, like, oh, it's going to be so much, it's going to be hard. It's going to be uncomfortable. So it just grows and grows and grows that it feels enormous. When you actually go and do the thing, you look back and you go, oh, what was I so afraid of? Like, it actually wasn't that bad. And, like there's been lots of different things. I'll give you a few examples, like little things. When I started my personal training journey, I remember I was so scared to go to start the course because I was scared I'm going to be the old one. There's going to be all these 18-year-olds, they're doing their personal training straight out of school. And I'm like 30, I'm going to be the old one. And I was scared. But I did it. And then I got there and I'm like, man, I've actually got wisdom over these. I can run rings around some of these 18-year-old kids that were dying in the park while I was kind of kept going and kept going. It made me go, hang on a sec. I was so scared. But when I stood in there and when I faced my fear and I did it, I was actually better than what I thought I was going to be. If I had let my fear stop me, I would never have done it. Even opening my PT business, opening the studio, terrified. Every single time, where are my clients going to come from? What if they don't like me? What if my marketing doesn't work? Like, what if all the what ifs go on in your head? But I did it anyway. And I went, I just have to do it. I'll just take it one step at a time and I'm just going to try. I'll just start. And if you bring in like one step at a time, the whole big picture of starting a business is not as overwhelming as what it seems if you chunk it down into bite-sized pieces. But sometimes you can kind of look at everything that you have to do or all the tasks that are required to be undertaken for you to get the result that you want. And it feels enormous. And so you go, oh, fuck it. It's just easier if I just don't do it, right? Like, so you just don't begin. And the fear stops you in your track. If you look at it as one bit at a time, it can honestly, it's not as bad as what you think. There's been other things that I've done, like travel with the kids. There's been certain places we've taken the kids. People are like, oh my gosh, would you really want to take your kids to South Africa? Things like that. The fears start going through your head, but I just felt in my heart it felt safe and I knew the experience we wanted. So there's been travel experiences that we've done that have been outside my comfort zone, jumping into the water off the coast of La Paz in Mexico with whale sharks, like, was scary. All the fears go in your head. What if my kid gets swallowed by a whale shark? All those things. And I go, no, I just trust that it's safe. We've got safe guides here who know what they're doing. They do it all the time. It will be fine, but it's definitely scary. I know, like ziplining off, I ziplined off the top of a building in Dubai. I did it with the one intention to get out of my comfort zone. I made it a mission. I went, I'm going to do this, because if I don't, I'm going to stop myself with fear. And I know once I get over that initial hurdle, like you're laying on a building, over the edge, it was like 170 meters up. You like zip line over the Dubai marina. And the thought that goes through your head is like, okay, what's the worst thing that can happen? Am I going to die? Possibly, but chances are no. They do this all the time. I probably wouldn't do it in Thailand or, kind of a Dubai's got like the best infrastructure in the world. So I'm going to do it with the intention. I remember looking over the edge of that building, looking down. I'm like, don't look down, Leeks, don't look down. And I said to myself, as soon as you get over that initial free fall feeling, it's going to be fine. And you're going to like it. Like, it's going to be amazing. You just got to get over that first hurdle, right? And that's what I kept telling myself, shaking, so scared. The moment they let go and I took off, you feel your stomach go. So you still have that excitement, that feeling of excitement / borderline terror. Once you go kind of free falling or kind of free flying through the air, put your arms up and just drop into it. The feeling was amazing. Like, it was one of the best things that I have ever did. And I got off that and I went, I can do anything. If I can do that, I've skydived as well. I went, if I can do that, I can literally do anything. So I started to make it a habit of getting out of my comfort zone. The first time I went to retreat on Bali as a guest, without my husband, without my kids, terrified. Honestly, so scared. Like how all the things go through your head, how they're going to cope at home. What if this doesn't happen? What if this goes wrong? What if they don't do that right? And you have to go like, Lise, what's the worst thing that can happen? They'll be fine. If everything doesn't get done perfectly, that's fine. You just have to go. And my soul was calling me there, and I did it. And then I got home and I was like, they were better without me. They all had to step up. So after the experience, things don't seem so bad, right? It's all the fears leading up to it. And then I decided I want to run retreats. I want to take women on retreats. That was scary again. Taking women on retreats, taking women overseas, all the fears kick in. Am I going to do a good enough job? Am I going to be good enough? Are they going to like it? Are they going to get out of it what they want? People say to me all the time, you're just so calm on the outside, or you do things so well. I'm like, babe, I was terrified. Like I was actually really scared about every single thing that I've done. I will openly tell you that. I was nervous. I was scared. I had the self-doubts come in. I had the fears come in. But again, I'd made a commitment to myself to get out of my comfort zone as much as I can. Like even opening the studio and teaching the first time on the mat in front of a group of women is so different to doing one-on-one PT where you're actually working with somebody one-on-one. You get up there and you're standing in front of everybody. It is scary. It is really, really scary. But then once you do it, it becomes effortless. It becomes like you can do it in your sleep. It's the power of repetition. And I make a decision sometimes to go, you know what? I am just going to say yes. If something scares me, I'm going to say yes. I had LSKD ring me and ask me to host with another girl, to host a Pilates night up there. There'll be like 100 or so girls, 150 girls. We'd love to have you. Can you host it? My heart sank. My gut felt sick. My instant response was, sure, I would love to. I would be honored to. Hung up the phone and went, what the hell just happened? Like, what am I doing? I was so nervous performing in front of other people, going into like an established brand, like how, like feeling honored that they asked me, all the fear. So part of me was excited. I was on it. Part of me was, oh my goodness, I've got to deliver a really incredible class. Like I've got to shine on the night. Like I've got to make sure that everybody has the best experience on the mat. It's a lot of responsibility. Terrified, absolutely terrified. And I went, no, I'm just going to do it. So I've done that a lot where I just kind of make the decision and go, I will just make it happen. I will jump in, I will do it, I will say yes, and then I will figure it out along the way, girls. And I know too, like I've been asked to speak at an International Women's Day event coming up in March with Sally Watson, my business coach. She asked me when we were back in Bali, and she obviously sees my potential. She sees what I can offer her community, and she asked me to speak instantly. I said, yep, I would love to. I would be honored to. All the fears still start kicking in. It's that borderline feeling of excitement, but terror. So I get it, girls. I completely understand. Even when I opened this, I started this inner circle coaching container that I have it's been in my heart and soul for a while. I've had women ask me to coach them. And I thought, about what I want to do. I got everything ready. I launched it just it was on the weekend, like a week ago. I was so excited, right? Hit send on, hit post, hit publish on socials. Instantly, this wave of sickness come over me. Like I had this sick feeling in my stomach. Are people going to join? Are people going, I know what I'm going to deliver. I know what I'm going to give you. But then all the fears kick in. Has my marketing done a good enough job? Have I explained it well enough? Have I missed anything? What if no one joins? What if people don't see the value in it? And all of those fears, I instantly felt sick. And I just said to Tom, let's go walk the dogs. I need to get out. And so don't think like I'm immune to all this stuff. I went and grabbed the dog leads, put my shoes on, and I heard my computer beep twice. And I just had this feeling to check, and I checked it. And 2 women had joined within 5 minutes of me launching it. I had 2 women that have joined. I was just like, oh, thank God. Like, I just kind of felt this feeling come over me of thank goodness. But it doesn't come without the fear. It doesn't come without the doubt. It doesn't come without those feelings of self, am I doing a good enough job? Am I doing the right thing? How are people going to react? All the things that go through your head, girls, they are going to come up. That is, you're not immune to it. I'm not immune to it. Every big person that I follow or I have had contact with have all felt the exact same way. So we are all in the same boat. It comes down to making a decision. Do I want to push through, or do I want to let fear hold me back? I know I told you the story a couple of episodes ago, it's my last story, where I was sitting at the airport in Bali with one of my clients who has a huge marketing business, 60 staff, freaking incredible woman. And she said that she wanted to work with me. She said, you've helped me. I want to help you. I really want to help you grow. I can see the potential in you. She said, I want to mentor you. I want to coach you. I want to help get you results. And we're sitting at the airport, me, my sister, my client, and Sally, my business coach. And she's like, I can see this for you, this for you. And she's rattling off all these ideas. And some of these are ideas I've already had. And I felt sick. I felt absolutely sick. But I felt excited. I'm like, oh my God, I would love this. But all the fears start kicking in. All the self-doubt starts kicking in. Why would she want to help me? Like, what does she see in me? How am I going to make this happen? Like, all the fears kick in. Am I good enough? And I walked away. We separated, went to the bathroom and stuff, and then met back at the terminal gates. And I walked away with my sister. And I looked at my sister and I started crying. And I said, I don't know how to explain it. I am shit scared. I am terrified, but I am so excited at the same time. Stace said to me, she goes, I could see the look of terror in your face, like you went white. And I spoke to Sally about this afterwards, right? Like after we got back to Bali, from Bali, and we were talking, and I was talking to Sally about this, and she said, Liz, she goes, if your goal doesn't scare you, it's not big enough. You want to have a goal that has you on the cusp of excitement, like you want the thing, you can taste it, you can feel it, you know you can do it, but also that feeling of terror. How am I going to do it? How am I going to make it happen? All the self-doubts kick in, all of the emotions, all of the feels kick in. That's when you know you're on the right path, right? Then when you know that you kind of have this bit of a feeling of terror / excitement, right? Because if we did what was comfortable all the time, if we did what was easy all the time, what was safe all the time, we would not grow. We would stay the same. And I know Tony Robbins talks about it. I know in so much personal development work that I have listened to, I have read, I have absorbed, they said growth is why we are here. Growth is what our soul experiences. Growth is what our soul come here to live, to breathe, to experience, to evolve. And the opposite of if you're not growing, you're dying. You're staying the same, you're dying, or you're growing. And I remember listening to that a long time ago, and I thought to myself, I want to make it my mission to grow. I want to make it my mission to show myself what I'm capable of. I want to have the best life experience, and some of those experiences are not going to be easy. They are going to be out of my comfort zone. But what's the alternative, right? Like, what's the alternative? You stay the same. You don't grow, you stay the same. And you just keep replaying the same experience. You keep replaying the same life lessons over and over and over again. You might get bored. You might get frustrated. You might be unfulfilled. Well, chances are you're going to feel all of these things. Not you might, you will. You're going to feel unfulfilled. You're going to feel like you're in this place of stagnancy. You're going to feel stale. You are going to feel like you're going to watch people ahead soar and grow and do things and feel like, why aren't I doing those things? Babe, it's because you're not trying. It's because you're not getting out of your comfort zone. It's because you're not challenging yourself. It's because you are staying complacent, you are staying the same, and you are settling. And I do not want that for you. I know that sounds really harsh. I know that sounds really, got my inner PT voice coming through me now. But do you want to keep staying the same, or do you want a different result for yourself? Do you want to achieve your goals? Do you want to manifest the things that are in your heart and soul that you know that you are capable of? I know you're capable of achieving them. I know you want them. I know you want to live those experiences. There comes a time where you have to just step up and go, I am going to decide to stand up for me. I am going to decide to make progress in my life. I am going to decide to go after what I want. And that is the co-creation with manifestation. It's great. We can sit there, we can, sit there and wish for all these things. We can have desires, we can have goals, we can have dreams, we can have visions of what we want in our heart and soul. But it's a co-creation with the universe. You have to play your part as well. The universe will drop signs, the universe will drop people, the universe will drop opportunities into your lap. The universe will kind of light up the path. You have to take that first step. It's going to give you the breadcrumbs, but you have to be the one to take action. Because what happens is your higher self, your soul part of you, wants the best for you. It knows what is possible for you. So it drops these dreams, these visions, these ideas, these inspiration into your mind, into your heart, into your soul. You see the picture, you see the vision, but then it is up to you to make it happen. And you come to a point where there's that bit of action taking, where you're taking steps to making happen, but there's also that universal flow. There's also that universal support that guides you along the way. And that's where you merge together and you have this co-creation with the universe. So you don't just think you can just sit there and manifest things and just wish it and it will fall into your lap. Things do happen that way. Like things absolutely definitely happen that way. Like I've told you time and time again, like this example with this house, like I had a dream in my heart. House, grass, sand, water. House, grass, sand, water. And I want to see the sunrise, right? That was in my heart and soul. The universe landed this opportunity, this house into my lap because it knew better than I did. It knew where I needed to be more than I did. I got presented the opportunity. It was hard. It was scary. How are my kids going to adjust? There's work involved. I don't know if this is the right thing. I have to pack up my safe home of 17 years. I know it is safe. I know it is comfortable. It is really, really familiar. We're going to go into something so new, something we haven't experienced before, something that was scary, something that we have to work on. What am I going to do? And I had that feeling of excitement, like I was drawn to it, but that sheer terror. What if we make a mistake and we go there and we hate it? Like, what if we, should have bought a canal house instead of a reno project? All the fears kick in, right? So this didn't come with just like ease. It landed in my lap. The ideas came to me. The universe presented this house to me with ease, but then I had to get out of my comfort zone. I had to make the decisions. I had to do the work, as do you. So it's this co-creation with the universe. So I want to kind of step you through, I guess, a couple of ways to help get you out of your comfort zone. There's some inspiration, some tips, some ideas, some things that have helped me along the way to face my fears, right? You are going to have fears. It is going to happen right throughout your whole life. You are going to have something come up for you. You feel scared. You don't know whether to do it or not. Your mind kicks in. The fears take over. The number one advice I can give you is I always ask myself, what's the worst thing that can happen, right? Like, what is the absolute worst thing that can happen? Am I going to die? Is something I always ask myself. If I step on the mat and teach in front of people, first time, am I going to die? No. What's the worst thing that can happen? I might forget my count. I still forget my count. You all know that. I might forget my count. I might forget my next exercise. I might trip and fall on my face. I might say the wrong thing. My plan might not go, my class might not go according to plan. People might not like it. People might not like me. Am I going to die? No. Can I handle those things? I can. Is it going to be uncomfortable? Yes. But I'm just going to face my fear and do it anyway. The fear is not going to go away. The fear is still going to be there. Those things might happen, right? Those things absolutely might happen. They have happened. All of them have happened. But the more you do it, the more you go, okay, I can handle this. Your capacity expands. The more you step out of your comfort zone, the more your capacity expands. And the more that you start to go, okay, that happened. Maybe the thing happened. Maybe I tripped. I've definitely tripped in class. I have definitely lost my balance. I've definitely not looked perfect. I've definitely lost my count. I've definitely said the wrong thing. I've definitely had all those things happen. People see my realness, you guys. All the fears in my head, people come up to me and go, I love how real you are. So those fears that could have helped me back are actually inspiring for other women because they turn around and they go, you're just real, like you're just like us. And we like that and it inspires us. So you help people get out of your comfort zone by you doing the thing. So the fear is not going to go anywhere, girls. It is still going to be there, but it's going to get smaller and smaller in the process, okay? So face your fear and do it anyway. The only way to overcome your fear is to do the thing and accept that fear is part of the growth process, right? It is something that we all have to go through. The other thing that I do, number 2, that I always do is I trust in my soul's guidance. And this has been a process of building the muscle of trust, has been like building a muscle in the gym. The more you work it, the more you work it, the more you train it, the more it grows, the stronger it gets. It's the same like having that trust in yourself. The more you do little things to listen to your heart and soul, the more you do things that go against what other people say, that go against logic, but trust in your soul's guidance and you take action based on your soul's guidance, and it might go against what other people have said. You start to build the muscle of trust in yourself. So the more you trust in yourself, the more it becomes easier to go, you know what, if my soul has landed this in my path, if my soul has presented this for me, it's because it has shown it to me, because it knows it is possible for me. It knows better than I do. My soul, my higher self, my soul guidance knows that this is something I can do, be, achieve, or have. I need to get out of my way and do it. And the more you start to trust in your soul's guidance, the more you start to trust in the breadcrumbs that get presented, the opportunities that get presented to you, the more it becomes easier and easier to trust in yourself, trust in your inner compass, as opposed to what everybody else says or does around you. Because, like, you know what? Don't take advice from a scared person. Don't take advice from someone who hasn't done the thing. Don't take advice from a friend who hasn't stepped out of their comfort zone, because they're going to do what keeps them safe, and they're going to give you advice to keep you safe as well. So you have to trust yourself over other people who haven't done the thing before you. Or you take advice from people who have gotten out of their comfort zone, who have tried new things, and you listen to those people. And I made it a habit of reading books, listening to podcasts, following inspiring people, learning new things, and listening to other business owners who had done the thing before me and following their advice and listening to their stories, because then it made me think, hang on, if they can do it, why can't I? If somebody else can do it, what's wrong with me? Why can't I do it? And the more you absorb content from inspiring people, books, podcasts, all of those things around you, who you follow on social media, the more you start to feel this inner power in yourself, the more you start to feel this strength in yourself, the more that you can actually do the thing, right? Because you are starting to build this resilience. You are starting to build this self-belief. You are starting to build this muscle of, I can do the thing. If other people can do it, why can't I? And you surround yourself in this environment of people who are inspiring, motivational, inspirational, get out of their comfort zone, have the results that you want to have. You absorb that content, you suddenly start to become stronger and stronger and stronger in the process. You trust in your soul's guidance and what it's dropping in front of you. You trust in your higher self, your intuition, that you take chances on yourself more and more, that it becomes easier. If you don't know how to trust yourself, if you're still learning, that's what my coaching container is for. Jump in, hang around me long enough and I will teach you, right? But knowing that it's something I looked at, I go, if my soul has shown me something, if my soul has shown me something that I aspire to in in somebody else. It's given me a vision of something I can do in my business, or something I can do for myself, or something I want to have, like a dream or a goal or a desire, right? That gets dropped in your subconscious mind. If my soul has shown me that, that means it is possible for me. That means that I am capable, and that means that it is meant for me. That's how I look at things now, girls. I'm trusting in my soul's guidance. When you trust in your soul's guidance, it gets easier. It's 3333 on the clock. It gets easier to get out of your comfort zone because your soul knows best, and you back yourself. You know the universe has your back, and that your higher self wants the best for you, and you listen to your soul more than your ego. Ego's still there. That feeling, remember? Fear, excitement, fear, ego, excitement, your soul. It just comes down to you make a decision of who you choose to listen to, who you choose to let win time and time again. And the more you listen to your soul, the more you let it win, the more you start to listen to it and honor it and follow its guidance over the fear, right? The fear of other people, your mind's fears, because they're still going to be there. The other thing that I do is I visualize my success. I visualize, there is a version of me who's already done it. I see, like I fast forward, I look at myself, it's like me playing out on a movie screen, and I see myself already doing the thing. So before I went to Dubai, I knew I wanted to do this zip line. I knew I was going to be terrified. I knew it was going to be hard. I knew it was going to be uncomfortable. I visualized myself doing it. I imagined the feeling of how I was going to feel after I did it. I imagined the feeling of the beautiful experience, the looking over the marina, the flying through the air, the feeling of freedom, the feeling of exhilaration. I focused on that. I imagined me coming home and telling my kids, I went on the fastest roller coaster in the world. You have to wear goggles. This was in Abu Dhabi. You have to wear eye goggles to protect your eyes. It is that fast, right? And Tom's like, come on, Lisa. I'm like, no, this actually really terrified me. He goes to me, he goes, so you're going to go home and tell your son that you couldn't do it. And I went, oh, fuck you, Tom. That's what went through my head, right? And I was like, I can just do it. I can just get through it. And I visualized me telling Brock, Mum got out of the comfort zone. Mum did this thing. This is the experience I had. And then I just did it. And I just did it. I got in line, heart racing, feeling terrified, knowing that the hardest part is going to be the takeoff. Then I'll get through it. It'll be fine. And I just did it. And I kind of kept holding the picture of afterwards, I'm going to feel I achieved something out of my comfort zone. I'm going to feel brave. I'm going to feel strong. I'm going to feel empowered. I'm going to feel like, yes, I can do these things. I'm going to visualize me telling Brock. I'm going to visualize all of these different things that is going to help me get the result that I want, because I visualized it in my head first. And I visualized that whole zip line playing out, how I was going to feel afterwards. And I put myself in that picture. And I kept holding on to that. It's like every single goal that I've had, this house, I visualize the end result, the getting out of my comfort zone with growth in my business. I visualize myself as someone who can be on stage speaking, the people, the results they're going to feel, the testimonials they're going to give me, the way they're going to feel, how I'm going to impact them, how I'm going to inspire them. I focus on that as opposed to the fear of speaking. And I focus on the growth that I'm going to have. I focus on that ideal future self, me, who is doing the thing that she's afraid of. And I feel empowered by that. I feel the results. I visualize my success. I hold on to my why. My why is what I want to impart you guys with. My why is the people that I want to help impact along the way. I hold on to that and I visualize that and I feel that in my heart over my fears. That is very, very powerful. Visualizing your future self, having the result that she wants and feeling the achievement that she feels when she's done the thing. Focus there instead of the terror that you're feeling right now, and it helps you move through the fear. The other thing I look at, I go, will I regret it? I think, will I regret it if I don't do it? And I think about some things, and I think if I say no, I'm going to kick myself. I again visualize my future self and go, how is she going to feel if she didn't do the thing? She's going to feel disappointed. She's going to feel what if? She's going to feel you could have done something great, but you didn't have the guts to do it. I wish I could go back to my 47-year-old self and say, Lise, just do it. And that's how my future, say, 57-year-old self is going to feel. She's going to go, why didn't you have the guts to do it? Why didn't you get out of your comfort zone? Because you could be living this result now, but you're afraid. So I kind of feel, would I regret it? If I know my future self would regret it, not doing the thing, I feel that drive and I feel that push to go, I don't want to live with regrets, because I know I don't know the outcome. If I do this new thing, if I embark on something new, I don't know the outcome, right? I don't know where it's going to take me. What I do know is if I don't do it, I'm going to stay in the exact same place. I know the result. I don't need a crystal ball. I know the result is that nothing is going to change and I am going to stay the same. So that kind of helps me make a decision as well. I go, I don't want to stay the same. I don't want to keep replaying out the same thing. I don't want my business to be stagnant. I don't want my body to be, feeling this way. I want growth. I want results. I want success. I want to live out my vision. So if I stay safe, I'm going to stay in the same place. So that helps me move forward as well, is knowing that getting out of my comfort zone, trying new things is going to lead me to results. If I do nothing, I'm going to stay in the same and I'm going to live with regret. So all these little kind of mindset hacks, or the way I think, the way I look at things, helps me to do the thing when I am terrified and I am scared. And like, I look at that opportunity with my client that's been presented to me now, who wants to help me. I go, what if I don't take her, or what if I don't jump at this opportunity? Everything's going to be the same. So why don't I do it? And I push through, because having accountability to someone is hard. It's scary. It means you got to do work. You get afraid of the work. You get afraid of getting out of your comfort zone. You get afraid of having to show up and be accountable to someone. It's easier to just stay the same. It's easier to just do your thing. And because people push you, when you got a coach, when you got a mentor, when you got somebody guiding you, they're going to challenge you. They're going to push you. It is the best thing for you. And I know it because I've lived this experience time and time again with coaches that I have worked with, or mentors that I have had, or trying new things have helped me. Every single time I look at what I have done, and I've never regretted it afterwards. Never, ever regretted it, even though it was hard. And the last thing that I do is I think to myself, how can I teach my kids to get out of my comfort zone if I don't get out of my comfort zone? How can I teach them to try new things if I don't try new things? How can I teach them to go after their dreams and goals and desires if I never did? How can I inspire them? How can I motivate them? How can I encourage them if I don't do it myself, right? I look at my mum and dad. I love my mum and dad. They are absolutely incredible souls, incredible human beings. My dad doesn't have a lot of fears. I know when we were growing up, I love you, mum. I'm not bagging you up, but just trust me on this story. Like, I love both my parents, with all my heart and soul. Growing up, we would go on rides. My dad would always try new things, get us out of our comfort zone. We'd go and do adventure things with my dad, like rides, go-karting. We'd go on holidays. I'd go parasailing with him. Like, we'd do all these fun things. My mum would always hold the bags. Like, she would always stay back and watch. And I felt like she was missing out. And I was talking to her about this the other day. I've been trying to get her into the studio for a long time to come and do restorative yoga with dad. Dad just rocks up, talks to everyone, doesn't care if he makes mistakes, doesn't care if he snores. Like, he just is just himself. What you see is what you get. He has no concept of time. He just loves people. He just talks. He just is an amazing human being. He's got out of his comfort zone. He's followed his passion, not conventional. He raised greyhounds for his business. He's been successful. He's been in the Hall of Fame. He's gone through hard things. He's gone through, people putting him down. He's gone through so much. He just is who he is, and he just keeps going, and he just does his thing. He is happy. I've watched them come out the other end. He's like happy, successful, wealthful, has an amazing family, has results, loves his life, has spent his whole life doing what he loves. In my eyes, like, he's a real definition of a success. They've really worked together as a team. Both my mum and dad are incredible people, incredible people. My mum, I love and adore, she struggles trying new things. And I was talking to her the other day and she goes, Lise, I said, Mum, you tell me you won't go to restorative yoga because you've got to get dinner ready. You've got to do all these things. I know it's because you're scared. Like, you can do dinner early, chuck it in the slow cooker. You're just telling me these things because I know you're too scared to do it. It's something you haven't done before. You're scared you'll make a mistake. You're scared people will look at you. You're scared that, you don't know what to do. She said, I know. She goes, it's easy for you girls. Like, we weren't brought up that way and we just weren't conditioned like that. And I said, you're right. Like, I 100% believe in that. What she said is true. The way you were brought up impacts where you are now. But there comes a point where you go, do I blame my circumstances? Do I stay stuck? Or do I you have to do these things yourself, like you have to try these things yourself or you're going to stay the exact same. Like I said to my mum, it is hard. Like she goes, I look at you. She's inspired by what I do. She said, I could never do that. And that's okay. Like that's not her thing. And that is okay. And, but why I'm telling you that is because, like I've been brought up with both parents, both equally incredible. One got out of his comfort zone a lot more. My other one played it a lot more safe, and that's okay. But I look and I know like there's things that my mom would want to do. She won't fly. She misses out on some amazing experiences because she's too scared to get on an airplane. And that's okay. She's happy, like she's really happy with her family. She loves her family. She's so happy and lives a life that she loves. But I know she's told me that she just gets scared and it was just not the thing. And like I said to mum, I said, Mum, it was the era that you grew up. We have access these days to so many tools. I made myself an expert. Like I'm not an expert, but you know what I mean? I made myself get out of my comfort zone by the choices that I made and the decisions that I made. And you will do the same. Who are you going to listen to? Like I made it a point to absorb content, to watch people on social media I was inspired by, to read books, to listen to podcasts, to try new things. And the other thing that I did, I got guided by, honestly, one of the big things is doing the inner work, doing the soul, spiritual inner work has helped so much because we have so many incredible resources at our fingertips today, girls. And it's 44 on the clock. And my angel cards, every time I feel fearful, a voice might pop in my head, says, go pull a card, Lise. I'll just, either picture a deck or I'll just randomly go like this through my little bookshelf of decks and pick one and pull it out and I'll open it. And it will tell me something that I need to hear. And I read it and it's almost like it fires me up, it fuels me up. It will give me that bit of a push that I need because it's my soul speaking to me through my cards, right? It's the soul speak. And like I had 3 cards come up for me this morning. One was like after the storm, one was the word wants it to be written, and the other one was spirals of manifestation. I've gone through a bit of a rocky time recently, like I've had a lot of fears, I had a lot of doubts, a lot of hard work launching this program. And then the next card was like the word wants it to be written. It's like your work wants to be brought to life. Your creativity is coming to you to be brought to life. It needs to come out there. And then the other card was all around manifestation, all around like success of your hard work and like them living the manifestation of what you want to do. So I will look at these cards and they will tell me a story, or I'll just pick one card and read a verse and it will tell me a story and it will give me inspiration. It will help push me. It will help. It's like that soul speak coming through me in my angel card. So there's lots of tools that we have available to support us, to help us along the way, that is going to give us guidance, that is going to help us grow, that is going to help us expand, that is going to help get us out of our comfort zone. But it also comes back to you, like who are you going to listen to? Who are you going to take advice from? What are you going to do for yourself? What decisions are you going to make? Like I had a chat with my son the other day, and Brocky I adore my kids, and he is one of these kids, he gets out of his comfort zone so much, like so much. He said to me, he goes, me and my mate have made it a mission this year. We are going to get out of our comfort zones and we're going to do things that scare us even more to grow. And I'm like, that is amazing. Part of me is terrified because he already does crazy things that he doesn't have a lot of fear. And I said to him, like it's easy for him to, some things that he finds easy, he will like cliff jump, he'll backflip off cliffs. I remember going bridge jumping with him and my nephews when we were on holidays up at Noosa. They were jumping off a bridge and part of me like felt this terror and excitement. I'm like, I want to do it, but I'm scared. And this voice kicks in, like I'm like Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman. I'm like a robot, I just do it. And I just climbed the edge of the fence on the road. I stand there terrified. I've checked my surroundings. Everyone's on lookout. There's no boats. There's no skis coming. We know the depth. We know it's fine. It's only my fears, right? And I'm like, Lise, just fucking do it. Like, just do it is what kicks into my head. And the boys are watching me and I just do it. I just instantly, mechanism, I just have the ability sometimes, I go, just do it. If you think about it too long, you'll change your mind, you'll back out, you'll get back out over the fence and you will go. So I kind of have this feeling sometimes when things get hard, I go, just do it. Just dive and jump in and don't even think about it and just do it. And he is really good like that. But I was having a chat with him about girls. And I said to him, mate, you find it easy to jump off bridges or do backflips or do crazy daredevil things. That's easy for you. So that is easy to get out of your comfort zone. I said, but sometimes what you find hard to do is being honest with somebody and telling them the truth and telling them how you feel, because that's hard, right? That's uncomfortable because you're putting yourself on the line. You're being vulnerable. You're being raw. But I said to him, I said, mate, jumping off a bridge, easy for you. Telling someone how you feel, being vulnerable, being raw, hard. So hard, so far out of your comfort zone. I said, however, I want to tell you this one thing. For the rest of your life, listen to your heart over your head. Your head will kick in. Your head will tell you why you shouldn't do it. Your head will tell you you might get hurt. Your head will tell you that you might not get the reaction that you want. Your head will tell you that you might have pain, you might have discomfort, that you might have all these what ifs. I'm telling you, mate, from now on, for the rest of your life, remember what your mother said, listen to your heart over your head, because your heart will tell you what you need to do over your head. And the more you can drop into your heart, it will give you guidance. It will give you answers. It will steer your soul on the right direction. So I want to leave that with you girls. When you're having those feelings of terror / excitement, listen to your heart every time. Listen to your soul, because your soul wants what's best for you. Your soul, your higher self, wants you to live your best life experience. It knows what's possible for you more than your head. Listen to your heart and listen to your soul, and it will always steer you in the right path, even if it's uncomfortable, even if you might get hurt, even if you might get rejected, even if you might have all these things, you are gonna grow from it. So remember that growth is part of your life journey. Growth is part of the process. Except fear is part of the growth process. Accept that. You're not going to get rid of the fear. You have to face it and do it anyway. But who are you going to listen to? Your heart, your soul, or your head, your ego, your fear? That is up to you, my friends. I can inspire you. I can be the messenger, but you have to jump off the bridge. You have to take the leap. And I really hope you do, because I know once you do the experience on the other side, the results, the rewards, the reality that you're going to live is so worth it. And that's what I want for you. So much love for you, angels. And I will see you soon. Bye.